Hey everybody, I am back on here after last week. I shared a little bit about a book called 12 Ways Your Phone is Changing You, and I invited anybody who wanted to come to a 4-week group at Sage Hills Church on Wednesday nights about how to be wise and proactive as a parent with regards to your kids' use of technology and smartphones, social media, all of that. It was a good class. We had some good discussion and shared some good resources about just kind of where we are as a culture, how we're using technology today, how it's changed things. We talked about just the research that's just kind of starting to come out, and it's not real airtight yet. They're not showing like causation, but there's some correlations with just the technological use and the way that has really exploded in the last decade, and this parallel trend of a lot of depression and anxiety, and a lot more suicides in teenagers especially. It seems pretty compelling that there's a link there. They haven't proven it, yet, but I think you can't ignore what's going on. So this is just a little recap. If you wanted some of that info and you weren't there, I'm happy to share it with you. If you want to email me, I will send you the resource sheet that I handed out or any info that I've gathered. I'm just so, I'm passionate about this because I feel like this is the issue of our day, as far as parents. Not any one particular issue, not social media necessarily by itself, not pornography by itself, not cyberbullying by itself, but just the idea that we have a whole generation of young people who are at risk of being kind of lost into one of those avenues where even if it's something as benign as being on Facebook for 6 hours a day, you just kind of you can lose your purpose, you can become very distracted, and just kind of lose your way because you're kind of looking at what everyone else is doing. That's on the mild end of the spectrum. And then there's, full-blown porn addictions to where men are not wanting to get married anymore, and they're actually experiencing sexual dysfunction in their 20s, which that was never a thing before. And then there's the even scarier part of these really real stories of kids who have no street smarts at all, going on the internet and being the victims of online predators who know exactly what to look for, who know how to groom kids. And I think as parents, like, we have to be the gatekeepers because our kids do not have the skills. Biologically, their prefrontal lobes are not up to the task of doing the work of making good decisions in all of those different technological spaces that they find themselves in. And so we have to at least try our best to know what's going on. And there's a lot of resources that we have at our disposal, but the biggest thing, but aside from any filtering system, is just knowing your child, keeping the communication lines open, spending time talking, being the first person who talks with your kids about sex and all of the other things that they're going to start looking for information about if they don't hear it from you. And like I said, I told our group last week, I am not the expert for sure. I have not done a lot of this well. Like, we've had just really lax screen time rules here, and but it's something I want to do better at. So I'm not the expert, but I just feel like it's something that we have to get ahead of, at least try. So this week we're going to be talking about a few more of the specifics of some of the bigger problems that are actually causing, mental health issues, suicides, and in some cases, where people get abducted because they've been the victim of a cyber stalker. It's been pretty eye-opening. I'm trying not to be like scared about all of this, but I definitely think it's something that as parents we can talk to our kids and we can at least have a plan. It's better to have a plan and take the offensive rather than just kind of burying your head in the sand and like hoping it goes well. Statistically, if your plan is thinking like, well, my kid's a pretty good kid, I don't think he'll get really tangled up in any of that stuff. Statistically, you're probably wrong. It's just not the reality. Kids are curious, and content is so accessible now. All kinds of stuff. So I don't think that we can just take a pass or think that it won't happen to us. Yeah, so if you want more info about any of this stuff, or you want to talk about it, or just have questions, I would love to talk. Our class, not a class, sorry, group, because I certainly don't have much to teach. It's more what I was thinking about, like I'm not a teacher here. What I'm doing is I'm gathering a whole bunch of information, trying to consolidate it so that it's not like totally overwhelming and then just like passing it on. So that's what we're doing, and we're going to talk about some stuff. And there are people in this group who have kids that are older than me, so that's super helpful because I haven't had to deal with giving my teenager a smartphone yet. And there are people that have, and so that's super valuable to hear those perspectives. So yeah, if you want to join in this discussion, it's happening again tomorrow night, Wednesday. That'll be May 1st. And then the next 2 Wednesdays after that also. It's in room 123 at Sage Hills Church from 6:15 to 7:45. And yeah, tomorrow we're going to be kind of honing in on pornography, online predators, video game addictions, cyberbullying, and the dark web, which I didn't even really know that was a thing. But yeah, so we're going to be talking about those. What are like the red flags that your kid is into any of that? And like what are some steps you can take to start course correcting? And I'm hoping that it'll be a good time of discussion. So please reach out if you have any questions or you want to talk about that.